What's up, guys? If you're here to watch a video about my experience with the National Kidney Foundation and advocating at the Capitol, Washington, D.C., please stay tuned for this video, and I'll be right back. I love that. I love that intro. But hey, guys, welcome back to my video. My name is Jonathan Trailer. I'm a kidney transplant recipient who utilizes his story to share stories of hope, much like mine and others out there who have experienced great adversity in life and maybe a traumatic experience with a health episode, or maybe you've overcome great obstacles in life or had adversities that you had to overcome. This is what this podcast is all about. This is the type of stories that we share right here on this podcast. So, if you're looking for a podcast that you can listen to watch incredible stories of hope and overcoming great obstacles, you're in the right place. And so, if you would go over and check out our website at hopewithjonathan.com. And if you're interested in all, I have a quick QR code here right on the video that you can actually scan that QR code. Well, I pointed at the wrong direction, but it's over here, it's over there, but it's actually up there in the left hand corner. It's going to be my left hand, maybe it's your right. But anyway, as you can see, I'm kind of a fun guy that likes to joke around and have a good time. But you can actually go to that QR code and it'll take you directly to our website. And you can donate there to help support what we do with our podcast at Hope with Jonathan. I'm going to leave it up there for a few seconds there while I'm talking, and then eventually I'll definitely bring it down. But you know what, guys? I really appreciate your support. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in to Hope with Jonathan. Again, my name is Jonathan Trailer, if you don't already know, and our podcast is called Hope with Jonathan. Back in 2019, I experienced emergency kidney failure. Basically, crashed into dialysis. My kidneys had failed on me after what I thought I was fighting the flu. So, ultimately, rushed to the hospital. Found out my kidneys were failed and had to be rushed to another hospital that had a dialysis machine, because the hospital I was at did not have a dialysis machine. And I ended up staying in the hospital. Once I landed there at that other hospital in San Antonio, I stayed there for around 2 weeks and woke up 3 days later on a dialysis machine. Mind you, I had no experience or no education whatsoever about chronic kidney disease, dialysis, transplant. And so it was definitely a huge turning point in my life, a huge experience that changed the complete trajectory of everything, and changed everything into full circle. And I had to do some major changes in my life. And but you know what? I'm here. I'm sitting here. I made it. I survived it. I lived it. And I did dialysis for around 14 months until I received a direct donation. And so when I left the ICU, left the hospital there in San Antonio, I left there with the permacath in my chest. I did hemodialysis until I got a fistula installed. And I know my story is a little bit different than yours, or my story is a little bit different than others who have experienced this, because I did everything backwards. you know, but ended up getting a fistula installed later after I had started dialysis, and then ended up going on to home hemo, progressed to home hemo for around 4 months. And then I got the call from transplant. I got the miracle call of transplant and got direct donated to from the state of Kentucky. And that's my home state, if you can't already tell by the way I talk and my accent. Is my home state is the state of Kentucky, and that's where my kidney came from a childhood friend who had sadly, unfortunately, passed away. And so my story is a bit unique, and I could go on and on and on, and that's not what this video is about. But what I'm hoping that you'll do is find some sort of a connection, or find something in your heart that you feel like you connected to with my story, that you may want to go ahead and click the subscribe button and check out what Hope with Jonathan's all about. We're all over the place. We're Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We've really been pushing our videos right now, our short clips. So we're on YouTube. We're doing shorts on YouTube. We're doing TikToks. And, I kind of post some reels every now and again. But really, right now, I'm really pushing the TikToks, really pushing YouTube. I love both of those platforms. I really feel connected to both of those platforms. So that's really what we're pushing. But anyway, guys, back to our amazing video that we're going to talk about what it's like advocating at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. And man, did I have an incredible time. By the way, I want to tell you guys, if you don't already know, March is National Kidney Month. And so we kicked off National Kidney Month by advocating right at the Capitol, Washington, D.C., with the National Kidney Foundation. What an incredible time. What an incredible opportunity. If you've never been to Washington, D.C., if you've never been there, if you've never went and advocated and told your story with your local representatives, you've got to do it. It's an experience. It's a lifetime experience. It's a wonderful experience. And I had a great time. And so if you're interested at all about the National Kidney Foundation, if you don't know anything about National Kidney Foundation, uh, they have this right here, Voices for Kidney Health. And that's what we were doing. We were being a voice for other kidney patients by sharing our story and advocating. If you're interested in all becoming a part of the National Kidney Foundation, you can go check them out right there at www.kidney.org. So it's www.kidney.org. It's very simple. When you go to that website, you're going to see a lot of information. You can sign up there to be involved with the National Kidney Foundation, and I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to be a part. I'm a part of multiple organizations. You'll see me advocating with multiple organizations. I'm a part with the American Kidney Fund. American Kidney Fund played a huge part in helping me financially whenever I was on dialysis and needed financial assistance. They were there for me in a huge way. So I always give back to them as well, and I support them, advocate with them, and I push them. And then AAKP as well, American Association of Kidney Patients. I'm involved with them. They're an awesome organization. I definitely believe in being a part of multiple organizations because it gives you multiple opportunities to tell your story. Now, you do what you want to do. If that's not what you want to do, that's fine. I can only share my experiences because this is, what I feel like I need to do. And so, but then back to the National Kidney Foundation, they're incredible. I'm in no way, shape, or form. I just to let you guys know I'm not endorsed or anything by National Kidney Foundation. I'm just sharing my experience that I had with the National Kidney Foundation. They offered me the opportunity to be able to go and talk with my local representatives representing the state of Texas. And I'm in the San Antonio area. So my representatives were, we talked with Senator McCall, and his aide was Eric. And then we talked with, of course, Chip Rory's office. And we talked with, I think her name was Lillian. And then we talked with Senator Allred and his office, and I believe her name was Lillian. And then we spoke with Ted Cruz's office, and he had an amazing aide. His name was Keaton. And then we went to Senator Cornyn's office. And I may have, let's see, Cornyn actually was Lillian, and then Chip Rory's office actually was Jonah Wentz. Jonah Wentz. Anyway, nonetheless, it was an incredible opportunity. We actually got to sit in their offices and speak at the actual Capitol, at the House and the Senate buildings. And let me just tell you, it was an incredible experience, not only for being able to advocate for kidney disease and what we were talking about there. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more here in depth. We were talking with them about the Living Donor Protection Act, more access to home dialysis and caregivers, and also talking to them about transparency with organ donation. So um, we had an incredible time, and it was just amazing. But for someone who had never been to Washington D.C., this was like the perfect moment for me to not only see like some of the awesome architecture, some of the awesome buildings that they have in Washington D.C. Just but an opportunity to just kind of get out of Texas and see Washington D.C. for itself. And then not only that, but connect and meet with other great advocates. I met some amazing advocates there. First of all, some people that I had known since I had been welcomed into the kidney community, since I had put out there that I was a kidney patient and that had experienced kidney failure. Um, I had befriended, I don't know how many, hundreds, if thousands of just different people that I've connected with on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, uh, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, I've met so many people, and it's kind of crazy. We're all experiencing from different paths, different journeys to get there, but ended up experiencing chronic kidney disease, whether some of us had PKD, polycystic kidney disease, or FSGS. Don't ask me to say FSGS. I'll butcher it. But Alport's disease, and just so many lupus, and just so many different ways that people can get it. For me, it was type 2 diabetes, hypertension. So I was a classic condition, classic case of chronic kidney disease, the leading factors. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this, was I wanted to share my story, because we want to stop this. We want to stop people crashing into dialysis and people crashing into the ER and with kidney failure. So, but man, what a wonderful experience! I had met so many people. I met Uncle Jim Myers. So who can forget Uncle Jim Myers? And so I had befriended him. He's been a really close friend, but I'd only known him virtually. I'd only known him from being on like Zoom meetings, and I'm betting with Kidney Solutions. So it was incredible for me to be able to meet some of these awesome advocates like Uncle Jim Myers. Then I met Armand Halter, who's an amazing advocate. Uh, I've always seen him on social media, and then also he's been a part of like Kidney Solutions support group. So really, really kind guy, really nice guy, highly intelligent when it comes to talking about, chronic kidney disease. And the same thing with Jim. Jim is a mastermind. And so some of these guys, you just want to sit around and kind of pick their brain a little bit and kind of talk with them. They've got some longevity in the game, so to speak. And, they've been around chronic kidney disease, and, have had transplants for, multiple years. And then of course I went literally with Kent. So Kent Bressler, and I already know Kent because he lives in my town, and where I'm, reside right now in Kerrville, Texas. And so I already know Kent, but I'm getting to know Kent even more and even better. And the more I talk with Kent, I feel like, I just learned so much from him. And I've, over the last couple of years, I've really soaked up a lot of knowledge from Kent. So, but we're being around the three amigos is what we call them: the Kent Bressler, Jim Myers, Armand Halter. You can't help but to up your game as far as chronic kidney disease and your knowledge and experience, and things like that. So it was incredible to meet some of these advocates. I met Roberta Reed, or Bobby Reed, and right now her son is facing, he's in kidney failure, and he needs a donor. His name's Alex. So anyway, it was just incredible to meet people like that, and Melissa Tuff, and, uh, you know, just different advocates from the state of Texas, and just different ones, Kapil and Nicole Jefferson, and Tanny Hill, just so many different ones, and then I got to meet like the president of National Kidney Foundation, and man, so many others. I'm missing so many others, and I'm sorry if I leave you out and you come across this video. I do apologize, but uh, I met so many people. It's kind of tough to name names right now, but so many people that I've known virtually that it's kind of tough to remember everybody, but uh, everyone was so incredible, and so great to speak to, and so great to meet, and to be able to actually meet people, on one, and actually get to talk to them, was really awesome. And so I'm really excited about being able to talk to you guys about this. So if you do get a chance to, uh, or the opportunity comes your way, and you want to talk and want to share your story, I really encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity, especially telling your story in front of your local representatives, even if it's in your city, or just statewide. um, I implore you, I encourage you to, definitely get out there and talk to your representatives, and tell them about chronic kidney disease, and tell them about what, you as a kidney patient, what you've experienced, and things that need to be addressed, need to be changed. And I highly encourage you to step up and get the confidence to get out there and definitely advocate. Because listen, uh, if we don't talk about it, then nobody's going to. And so we have to continue to talk about it. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what we talked to him about. Number one, we talked to him about the Living Donor Protection Act. And so what this was going to do was help protect people that want to be living donors. Is going to help protect their job, protect their insurance, their health insurance, and like life insurance. So it was basically going to help with like discrimination issues, and people losing their job, and people not being able to take off work, and people being able to not lose their health insurance, and not lose their life insurance. And all these factors can kind of determine whether or not someone may make a decision whether or not they want to donate a kidney. We're hoping that once this gets passed on the federal level, that people will want to step up and be encouraged to be a living donor. That way, they don't have the headache of worrying about whether or not they're going to lose their job, or lose their insurance, or lose their life insurance. And there's some other factors in there as well. But it to me, it's a no-brainer for them to pass this on a federal level. Number one, why should living kidney donors, or any living donor, I think you can give what your pancreas, and things like that. So, there's only, you're kind of limited when it comes to organs, but thankfully, thanks be to God, you can donate a kidney and still keep going, because you can live life with just one kidney. A lot of people, you'd be surprised about how many people don't realize that you can live life with just one kidney. And but the awesome thing about living donors is they do this out of the goodness of their heart to be able to help you. And so, why should they be punished and lose their insurance or health insurance, or lose their job, because they want to help somebody in need? So it's a no-brainer for me. So the next thing that we talked about was more access to home dialysis, whether it's home hemo or peritoneal, and caregiver support. And so it's definitely important for those that are interested in ever wanting to participate in home dialysis. It should be your right. It should be an option. You should know about this immediately. If you want to partake of home dialysis, you should not be forced to do in-center dialysis, in-center hemodialysis, and be stuck in a schedule that is not really for you. And not only that, but maybe you don't want to deal with home hemo. Maybe you don't like or in-center hemo. Maybe you don't like in-center chemo. Maybe you'd rather fit better in a peritoneal dialysis situation. Maybe that would suit you better. I'm all for options. I'm all for whatever suits the patient. So you should be comfortable in your choice. You should not feel forced to make a choice. It should be an option for you, but you should be educated on this to the fullest, and you should know what you're getting involved in. You should know everything about it, and you should know this up front before you even face dialysis. This should be something that your nephrologist is talking to you about. They should also be encouraging you, talk to you also about finding a living donor. I'm just going to throw that in there. This is Jonathan speaking. Preemptively, if you can avoid getting on transplant, it's a no-brainer. Why would you want to do dialysis if you don't have to? If you have a donor in line, if you can get a donor in line and you know you're eventually going to need a kidney, why just wait until you get on dialysis? Your nephrologist definitely should be encouraging you to find a donor. Number two, they should be educating you completely on your dialysis options and not force you to just say, hey, you got to show up in center over here at DaVita or Fresenius or wherever, US Renal. You've just got to show up and you've got to start dialysis. And your only choice is, you got to get a catheter in your chest. No, that shouldn't be your option. Or getting a fistula, that shouldn't be your only option. You should know about what your options are. Transplant should be first. Second should be, talking to you about dialysis. And there's some there's some audibles in there, so to speak. Transplant's not for everyone, and again, transplant is just a form of treatment. I know a lot of people, they want you to think that transplant is the end all and it's a cure for kidney disease. It's not. It's just another form of treatment, literally. To me, in my story, in my case, I'm going to tell you that transplant has been the best form of treatment for me and the best experience. I would not, trade going back on dialysis for anything. I don't want to go back on dialysis. I don't think really in a perfect world, in a perfect setting, I don't think really anyone wants to, be on dialysis. But for me, transplant has been the best experience and best form of treatment for me for my kidney failure. But for some people that don't qualify for that for whatever reason, then they become what's long-term dialysis. And so there's a lot of aspects of this, but people should have access to options, especially with home dialysis. They should be, dialysis is tough to do already, so people should have the option of having to do dialysis in a comfortable setting, and if that's at home, then that's where they need to be. And so that's what we were talking to, our local representatives about the House and Senate in Washington D.C. was talking to them also about getting uh, more support out there for caregivers. So let's say, for instance, someone lives in a rural community where it's hard to commute and get someone out there to help someone that wants to do home dialysis. Right now, there's a shortage of workers in dialysis, if to my understanding, especially for caregivers and people that have to go out and assist people. So it's tough that whenever you have people that want to do home dialysis but can't because they don't have access to the care and support that they need. So, that's one of the things that we were also talking to our local representatives about. And then we were talking more about transparency with organ donation and fairness, and discrimination and things like that regarding, different races and different scenarios with transplant. And so it was important that we bring out aspects and for people to come out and tell their story. Listen, it's hard to push any of these type of things that you're trying to talk to House and Senate, Congress in DC. It's hard to do that without people coming and representative and sharing their story. It's tough to talk to them about um, these type of issues without having any stories. So, with the Organ Transplantation and Transparency, Accessibility, and Reform Act, the organ procurement and transplant system is in need of oversight, transparency, and accountability to ensure it's functioning properly on the behalf of patients awaiting life-saving organs. This bill is in the beginning process by prioritizing data collection and transparency and focus support for communities at high risk of kidney failure, but low access to transplantation. And a lot of minorities, and particularly African Americans, suffer with chronic kidney disease more than any other race. And I learned this at National Kidney Foundation at this summit. Uh, I learned that about the Apollo gene and how that affects the African American race, and then that's one of the reasons why the chronic kidney disease actually affects African Americans more than any other races, is particularly to that Apollo gene, Apollo, DNA. And don't ask me all the aspects about it because I could not explain that to you whatsoever. But you can do your research on that and talk to some others and ask questions about that. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting topic, and so. But and shout out to Nicole Jefferson for educating me because Nicole was awesome. Nicole is an amazing advocate. She's so involved different things. But the Living Donor Protection Act, here's a little bit more about the Living Donor Protection Act. Living organ donors save lives and they deserve protection against discrimination in the pricing and availability of life, disability, or long term care insurance. LDPA also codifies existing Department of Labor policy, including living donation and the Family and Medical Leave Act. So basically, this is protection for them for insurance, their job, being able to leave off a job to be able to get or give their kidney to someone. So it's an incredible bill. To me, this should be a no-brainer to pass this, but there has been resistance. Uh, in improving access to home dialysis, this bill expands patient choice and removes barriers to accessing home dialysis to ensure that all patients are given the opportunity to succeed on the dialysis modality that best suits their needs and preferences, regardless of their zip code. So, no matter where they're at, they should have the ability to be able to go on home dialysis if they want to. That's basically what it's saying in layman's terms. So, it's a no-brainer to pass that too because patients should have options, and I believe in patient options. And so I already talked about the organ transplant transparency, and we also talked about statistics, and I have some statistics here that we talked with our leaders about. As uh, Medicare patients with chronic kidney disease diagnosed is a 14.34%. 40,004 Medicare patients on dialysis. Kidney patients on the wait list. Okay, kidney patients on the transplant wait list, 8,394. And this is just for the state of Texas. So all these statistics are for just the state of Texas. Okay, 8,394 patients waiting on the kidney transplant list in the state of Texas. In 2022, there was 2,159 kidney transplants performed in the state of Texas. And patients who died on the wait list in 2022, 301. Okay, 301. And Kent gave me the information on 2023 already at the time that we were there at the summit. And I believe the statistic was what he had showed me in a printed up form. I don't think I have it here in this package. Was that already 43 patients had passed away. 43 patients had passed away waiting on a life-saving organ, kidney transplant. It's incredible. So here's some fast facts if you don't already know about this. These are the things that we went over with our local representatives and talked to them about. More than 1 in 7, that is 15% of U.S. adults or 37 million people, are estimated to have CKD. As many as 9 in 10 adults with CKD do not know that they may have CKD. So they're okay. Listen, that is a mind blowing statistic. And listen to it again. As many as 9 out of 10 patients, adults, walking around with CKD and don't know that they have it. It's just mind blowing. As many as 9 and 10. And then about 2 in 5 adults with severe CKD do not know they have CKD. I was a statistic just like that. I was the 9 out of 10 and I was the 2 out of 5 that did not know, and I had a severe case of CKD. All the factors that I had: urinary tract infections, foamy urine, chronic fatigue, swelling of the ankles and the legs, nauseated, difficulty breathing, infrequent urination. Now, I didn't know I had kidney failure. I didn't know I had kidney disease. My symptoms got really, really worse the last couple of days before I crashed. I mean, severe, to the point that I was labored breathing, had to call 911. By the time I got to the hospital, I was in bad shape. They told me I had probably an hour to live. And once I got to the hospital, they flighted me. By the time I got there to that hospital, I had about 30 minutes to live, literally. Was not doing well. Potassium was 9, creatinine was 24, and my GFR was 0. My kidneys is just done, dead, gone. So what you're looking at here is sitting here that's talking to you about advocating for kidney disease and kidney patients, and advocating for kidney patients and the betterment of kidney patients. You're looking at a living miracle. I mean, literally, I should not be here. But because I want to utilize my story for the greater good and try to help other people, I advocate. And when people ask me why I advocate, I really, what I should do is pull out my phone and show them a picture while I was in bed in the ICU, and just don't say a word and just walk away. That is one of the main reasons why that I advocate like I do, is because I don't want to see anybody else ever go through what I went through. And there's lots of other stories that had it way worse. There's people that have multiple near death experiences, and people that's been going through this for a lifetime, where they've had multiple transplants. And, there's so many stories out there that I've actually had on my show right here, Hope with Jonathan. We've had some incredible people on our show, but I can only share my story. And so what I'm trying to tell you is the reason why that I'm so passionate about advocating for chronic kidney disease and the betterment of kidney patients and helping other people is because so many people helped me. So many people showed me support, and so many people showed me love, and so many people helped me out. So I got to repay that. I owe a due diligence. And in order for me to do that is I continue to pay that forward. So what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys that, if you're interested uh, in advocating for chronic kidney disease, you want to get involved, go over to kidney.org, and you can, sign up to be an ambassador or advocate. Get involved. They have a lot of education over there, educational videos, and you can, you might get invited to go on a trip, just like I did. They can't. I'm sure they can't invite everybody, but if you live in a state that they need some people to come out and advocate, you never know. You might get that email where they say, "Hey, I'd like to invite you out." And I'm telling you, if they do, you need to do it. It's an incredible experience. I had so much fun. I met so many cool people. Shout out to Lisa Velez. Lisa Velez bent over backwards to help me, get there. And I really appreciate her. She was amazing. Really helped me out. And but again, guys, this is what we did, and all these statistics that I read again were for the state of Texas, except for the fast facts. The fast facts that I spoke on about the 1 in 7, 37 million people. Those are for the United States. 9 in 10 are walking around with CKD and don't know it. Those are for the United States. But again, this was a huge. I mean, we had so much fun, and we had an incredible time. Like I said, networked with so many people, met so many great people, met some just awesome people that I hadn't known. Oh yeah, I met Michael and Christina Gilchrist. Though that's another. If you don't already know them, they have a Facebook group called Living on Dialysis. She's a home hemo dialysis patient. They brought their service dog. I believe his name's Ponsky. And so, I mean, it was incredible to meet them. And they were just, again, these type of events, these are the type of people you're going to meet. You're going to meet some great advocates. And it was incredible to be involved. I think there was over 200 of us from representing, I think it was like, I don't know, 18 states or something like that. So a lot of great people, a lot of great people. Matter of fact, I had an individual from the state of California walk up and say, "Hey, I watch Hope with Jonathan. I watch your show, and man, that made me feel so good. It hit me right, right in the heart." And so that person, if you come across this video and you watch it entirely, and I'm telling you, you don't know what that meant to me. That was huge. It made me feel good. But so every day, 17 patients die on the transplant wait list. This is information according to the National Kidney Foundation. 12 of them are waiting for a kidney. Of the over 100,000 patients that are on the transplant wait list, only 25,499 received a kidney transplant in 2022. Of those over 25,000 kidney transplants, only 5,863 of them came from living donors. That's like a small percentage of living donors. Patients who wait on an average of 3 to 5 years for a kidney transplant, but in some states, the wait can be as long as 10 years. So I know my friend out in California, he was telling me that the wait time there is 10 years. I got told in San Antonio that the wait time was going to be probably like 6 to 8 years. 6 to 8 years. So, it is tough. And so with this Living Donor Protection Act, we're hoping that if it gets passed on a federal level, then more people will feel more encouraged to step up and want to become a living donor. You can live life with just one kidney, and every living donor that I've ever had on this show, you can go back and watch interviews with Brenda Cortez, and I've had some other living donors, but Brenda comes to mind. She's an author, How the Owl. She's a creator of How the Owl. Look her up, Brenda Cortez. She's wrote some great books. Her latest was because of organ donation. But she's a living kidney donor, and everyone that I've ever interviewed says, yeah, my labs look great. I feel great. No complications. I feel bad. I feel awesome. I'm doing fine. So I just want to tell you that this video, I'm really trying to talk to you guys about my experience with Washington, and also just kind of express, my feelings and viewpoints on, some of these acts that we were talking to them about, with the living donor protection and encouraging living donors. But unfortunately, almost a quarter of living donors report discrimination in rates and provision of life insurance, disability insurance, and long-term care insurance. So because they step up and are donors, and once they find out about it, then they get high rates given to them whenever it comes time for living or life insurance and things like that. So they face discrimination, and they face high rates that they just can't afford. And so it's insane that living donors are being punished in that way. I mean, my God, they donated a part of their body to someone. So we should, if anything, we should be giving them life insurance. They should receive some kind of discount on health insurance. They should receive some sort of discount for life insurance. Instead, they're being punished. And so we need to change this. We have to pass this on a federal level. The more access to home dialysis is a no-brainer. I mean, my God, give the patient a choice. Don't make them just don't treat them like a prisoner and say, hey, no, you go here, go there, and this is how you're going to do it. No, no, patients should have a choice. Patients should say, we should be treated as such. Like, hey, here's your choices. This is what we want to offer you. You have A, B, C, D. This is it. A, B, C. And I'm just using it as an example. You have in-center dialysis, you have home hemodialysis, you have peritoneal dialysis, you also have transplant. Are you looking for a donor? We should, transplant should be talked about as well as a choice of option. And I know people out there is going to say it. They're going to say, well, uh, I just don't have anybody that would donate. You don't know until you talk to people and get out there and really try to advocate for yourself. I'd like to encourage you right now to go over and check out another website and another great organization. And I want you guys to check out Kidney Solution. Kidney Solutions is an amazing organization. I want you to reach out to them for support. They have a support group, a kidney support group. They offer kidney patients who are in need of a living donor, who are in need of, who are currently on dialysis, facing kidney failure. Maybe just had a recent diagnosis. Maybe you're just like stage 2, stage 3, and you're looking for some support. Whether you're already on dialysis, not on dialysis, maybe you're a kidney transplant recipient already, and you're looking for support, or maybe you have a failed transplant and you're needing another kidney, and you're looking for support, or you're looking for mentorship, or you're looking for someone to help you and kind of mentor you on how to search for a kidney donor. Reach out to kidneysolutions.org. It's completely free. It's a nonprofit. It's 501c. It's completely free. I'm a patient of Kidney Solutions. I'm a product. I'm a positive story for Kidney Solutions. And ever since that I've been involved with Kidney Solutions, I have never been charged, and I've never been billed, and I never will be, because they're people of their word. Everything they do is completely free for the patient. And so go check them out, kidneysolutions.org. And again, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Like I said, again, go back and watch some of our videos. I have kind of laid off of creating videos and doing a lot of podcasting, but and due to work and things like that. But we have some videos coming up in production. We're going to be doing more podcasts. We got some people lined up to do interviews, so there's going to be more to come. But subscribe to us right here on YouTube. It would just help us out. The more people that see these stories, you never know who might come across this and want to donate or want to help some of these people out. And that's what this is all about. It's not about me, it's about them. And so when they come on my show, it's their show. And so we let them kind of take over, and we just ask them questions based on their story. And kind of, it's a relaxed atmosphere. It's a very laid back atmosphere. And so we want to have your support. Like I said, we need your support. We would love to have you. So please hit that subscribe button. We also have a newsletter that we send out. You can go over and sign that at hopewithjonathan.com. Like I said, check out our website, hopewithjonathan.com. You can follow all of our social media on there, where our podcast is hosted. You can find us on, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the whole nine. So I've already talked about Kidney Solutions. Also, I want you to consider going over to Donate Life and becoming a donor. You can, save a life. You can be a hero, help so many people that are in need. Over 100,000 people right now on the transplant wait list. And there's so many statistics on that website. It's hard to remember them all, and they're ever changing. But I will tell you that, donatelife.net, if you go there and you sign up to be a donor, you're going to help somebody. So that's what we're all about here, is spreading good information. And again, guys, really appreciate you for watching this right here at Hope with Jonathan. I hope you found this video, educational and encouraging. And again, if anything, you want to get involved with the National Kidney Foundation, definitely hit them up at NKF and the NKF at www.kidney.org. And so they're a great organization, lots of great information that they share. And the summit was just incredible. It was amazing. Washington, D.C. was amazing. I've already told them if they reach out to me again and invite me, I will go back. It was that fun, and it was just a great experience. And I hope to do stuff like this, year in and year out. It's just incredible, incredible opportunity. And if you get the opportunity, definitely do it. Again, you got to get out there and share your story. Again, guys, if you'd like to, you can help support us right here at Hope with Jonathan. You can scan these codes actually with your phone. It'll take you over to hopewithjonathan.com. And there's some ways over there that you can support us if you'd like to. And there's a donate button there. There's all kind of information there, and there's more about me, more about my story. There's some blogs over there that you can read. Talks about chronic kidney disease, talks about my story, things like that. All of our videos that we release, all of our podcasts that we release are over there. So you can access most of the information over there at hopewithjonathan.com. Again, guys, really appreciate your time, and we just love to have you. If you subscribe to our channel, it would be much appreciated. And again, guys, I hope you guys will get your kidneys checked out. Most definitely, that's an important part of our show is not only education and awareness, but prevention. So if you're type 2 diabetic or you're diabetic in general, just type 1 diabetic, and your sugars are uncontrolled, you're definitely at risk for kidney disease. And if if you have hypertension or high blood pressure, and it's uncontrolled, or you don't know where you're at right now, you're at risk right now for chronic kidney disease. So don't become a statistic. Go back to your doctor, get blood work, and also ask them to run what they call a kidney health check. They're going to be checking factors like your EGFR, your creatinine, your bun, things like that, and they're going to be looking at where your body's at, check out where your potassium is and all that, and see what your kidneys are doing, and see what's going on, and kind of check out your kidney health. And also ask them for a urine test as well, so that they can find out whether or not and detect whether or not you have protein in your urine. And protein in your urine, it should not be there. So that's also a risk factor and a detector of chronic kidney disease. So definitely go get your kidneys checked out. Definitely manage your diabetes, your hypertension. And if you don't feel well at all, or if you have these really strange symptoms and you don't know what's going on, and especially if you experience any swelling or notice infrequent urination, don't hesitate. Do not, don't get laxed on it, and just relax. Um, you need to get to the doctor. And I'm just being serious about this. You need to get to a general practitioner, get some blood work done. Your PCP, primary care physician, get some blood work done. Find out what's going on with your body. It could be that you have chronic kidney disease. Not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to let you know, because these are things that happened to me, and I ended up in the ER and just barely survived. So we definitely want you to go get checked out. And if you're having, any strange factors at all, don't hesitate, don't procrastinate. Go on and get checked out. All right, God bless you guys. Y'all take care. Take care of your kidneys. This is Jonathan. Y'all take care.